Collective, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Collective, listen, I do have a lot of fake accounts that follow me, and if you aren't a fake account and you get deleted because I think you're a fake account, I'm really sorry about that. It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my very best to clear my space. So, I'm sorry if that was my bad. But I wish I could just turn comments off. I can't figure out how to just turn them all off. Um, Not even because I don't want to engage in a conversation with y'all. I love the conversation that we have. I just have been stalked aggressively by real people using fake accounts who just like they're like they need to just go away. And so I'm just doing my best to make it all go away. And if other things happen along the way, please know that it's not, like with a malice intent. That being said, thanks for being here. Kick up your heels. We've gotten this one before. Now is the time to dance, celebrate. If you have a particular achievement or success, you are invited to take the time to enjoy it rather than hurrying on toward the next goal. Indulge the joy you have created for yourself. If there is no specific event to celebrate, this moment invites you to remember that in any given instance, you can dance for sovereignty or hustle for approval. Hustle creates anxiety and stress. As you try to please everyone, dance is birthed from knowing your deservedness and embodying your inherent worth. When you align with that worth, your life becomes increasingly buoyant. As Rumi said, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. That joy insists you kick up those heels. Well, that's fun. Celebration. It's got a very like Three of Cups vibe to it. That's all we got, so we'll start with that. Nine of Swords. Ooh, that one's got a little demon there. It's like he's watching over her. I don't know, in a weird way, I feel like he's protecting her. Like he's preventing the swords from falling. The fallen angel. The Tower. The Two of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and Justice. Ooh, Justice is pretty. I love her red dress. Well, we've gotten some of these before. Let's read the Nine of Swords. The wrong book. Who has not experienced the feeling of a terrible nightmare that vanishes at first light when we wake up? The Nine of Swords is the card of unpleasant thoughts, of obsessions, of not being able to sleep because we only think about that one thing. It is about overthinking, letting anxiety overwhelm us. If the problem that grips us has become a fixation for us, if we can't think of anything else, this card will probably manifest. In that case, take care of yourself. Learn meditation or other disciplines to calm the mind, and try to look at things from the bright side as well. Sometimes it seems the darkness pervades everything, but wherever the night is darkest, the light will soon shine brightly. Ooh, that's dark. There's a little demon there, but honestly, when I look at this, I don't see there's just such a sense of protection with this. Because again, I mean, this is like isolation. She's very tented. Like a tent, like you pop a tent. Tented, Tented. I don't think it's a real word, but like in the Nine of Wands, she's protected by these wands. She's isolated. She's hermiting. And the Nine of Swords, again, she's alone, but she's protected. I just get this sense of like there's no time of day or night that you are not protected. because I just feel like whatever this end is that is occurring for you, it comes with a lot of justice. Let's read the justice card. Justice presides over what was, and what is. You shall reap what you have sown, it seems to say. It is related to the past, to decisions made guided by our personal values. In fact, justice is related to what resonates with each of us, and this may differ. Her eyes are closed, for she already knows the verdict of the scales, the result and consequence of our past actions. It comes immediately after the Wheel of Fortune. In the previous card, we encounter fate with its physiological variations, whereas here we know for certain that the fulfillment of our desire for tomorrow is built on our actions today. The concept of balancing yesterday and today, what has been and what will be, is found in hawthorn, a duplicitous plant that smells of spring but also of death. Presiding over the everyday world and that of the fairy folk, a threshold plant, it protects the boundaries of the heart, regulates its openness, and protects love. Yeah, I just feel like there is the sense of already knowing, knowing what keeps you safe, knowing what keeps you hold on, sorry, I wanna justice is related to what resonates with each of us, and this may differ. Yeah. Well, because I just kind of feel like there's this sense of needing to pull away, needing to really, well, and you can tell people's sense of value or their morals, by like what they say and how they say it, and like there are things that some people are just really comfortable saying, that you're just like, that is very telling of your character. You know what I mean? But I think that, again, there's just been like all of these ends, all of these ends, all of these like reasons to pull away, all of these, like what is justice to me? What is fair treatment to me? What does that mean to me? And how do I ensure that I receive the justice that I'm seeking on my terms? Because, like I feel like I almost feel like this sense of justice that was very out of balance, because it's like what's just for you is unjust for me. Like what's chaos to the fly is normal to the spider. And I just kind of feel like if you're a spider and you've got flies coming at you, then they're gonna be upset with you, because they're gonna die. But I don't know. That's a very traumatic flies dying, but they're flies, But I I think all of these cards are very dark, but I think that like the beauty of all of this is that when you emerge into your justice, you emerge into your justice, into what justice means to you, in like ending things that just like turn your stomach. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then the Two of Cups, I mean, this is a relationship card, which is very beautiful. So I feel like whatever this isolation period was for you, what you're entering into is, like just relationships that feel just. An important encounter is taking place here, not just a chance meeting. This is the first meeting of two people who fall in love. Whether it is a new relationship, loving, friendly, or otherwise, the Two of Cups tells of a moment when you meet someone who completes you and who you feel is important to your life. This is not an established love. The light and exciting moments of discovery, of playfulness, of first dates are represented in this card. You can enjoy this discovery gently and in your own time without needing to know all the details of each other's lives right away. Let yourself be discovered and allow the new relationship to grow without rushing things. Yeah, easy breezy. Just take your time, you know? um, yeah, I guess, well, especially if you've gone through, like if you've gone through it, like if you have experienced ends, whether it's been, you know, divorce or moving or, you know, issues within your family or, you know, communities that you've dealt with, like however it resonates for you, there's just been a lot of like negativity, a lot of um, feeling like you're, you know, like you have to isolate, you know, like things are just being held over your head. There's no justice. The only thing left to do is destroy it. The only thing left to do is make it end. But when you experience that level of removal or, you know, like battle, the first thing that we think of is not celebration, you know? But I feel like that's part of that, like just taking your time, right? Like know the ones who resonate with your soul, know the ones who resonate with your energy, know the ones who aren't comfortable just saying things that are absolutely like horrifying things for people to say. You know, because sometimes I just am shocked. Yeah. Well, I mean the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Hanged Man. I mean, definitely things have come to an end. There's been a sense of being better off on your own, but I feel like the change in perspective is that you are encountering people who you do love, who you do trust, who you do connect with, who like, you know, you can spend time with and not be like, okay, I've reached my limit. I need to leave now. You know, it's too much. My battery is empty. Um, Listen, I'm a Cancer rising, so I'll come out and then I will go right back in. The Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Six of Cups. Well, again, oh wait, and the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I love that. But again, you know, to kind of go back to this energy of things needing to end, feeling like you just like yeah. Well, again, I mean like things that are horrifying, but like what's chaos to a fly is normal to a spider. You know, but like know your species. I guess it doesn't make the spider bad or the fly bad. They're just different. They don't have a relationship of coexistence. They have a relationship more of like, I guess, symbiosis in a way. I don't know. Um, but yeah, like I guess I just kind of feel like they're like, if you feel like you're going to constantly be irritated or agitated or, you know, like hearing things that like trigger you, you know, like that doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. That just means that that person is probably very ignorant of something that like that level requires a lot more than just like an acknowledgement. Um, but again, it's not like a competition. It's just there are people who are different. There are people who will never know how to handle you. There are people who will mishandle you like they just like they can't. They don't have a concept of how to handle you or how to work with you or how to engage with you. And that can be really frustrating for everyone, right? I think that's why it's important. Like, find a group of people that you can work with, because you can't work with just anybody. You know what I mean? Like, not if you want to really be successful, not if you really want to flourish. Like, yeah, it would be like trying to win the Super Bowl, but you, what, are a carpenter. Like you might have some throw behind that arm, but you don't know what you're doing. You can't go in and strategize and create anything other than chaos because you don't have a concept of what you're doing. I just feel like there is this like better off alone, better off feeling like you're not having to fight battles that really are like, at no point in time should you even be in a situation where you have to even like make that statement or make that correction, or like there's just a complete incompatibility, that I think that we've been dealing with, and a lack of justice that we've experienced, because people who don't know how to handle you certainly can't handle bringing justice to you. Like they can't even handle being kind to you. Like, or respectful of who you are and what you stand for. But it doesn't really matter, because I think when it's all said and done, what you had was an opportunity to really focus on what it is that you wanted to work with, what type of magic you were working with, and then an awareness when that magic aligned with others' magic. And I think new beginnings, but again, the Ace of Pentacles is that like taking things slow, small beginnings. Sometimes the most beautiful things come from the smallest of beginnings, and I think that with the Two of Cups and just that idea of like taking things slowly, I think for a lot of us, we have felt pushed and shoved and rushed, and like we have fought tooth and nail just to be able to catch a fucking breath without the rain down of criticism and like, this is what you should be doing, and it's like, oh, you know. Or people who, they want to know every little detail so they can figure things out, and it's like, again, it's just it's I don't know, I just feel like you've been dealing with a lot of and I feel like looking back, you realize that you did the best thing you could have done when you removed yourself from whatever situation this is, or whatever situation this was. You did yourself a favor, and I feel like there's just almost like this reminiscing of what occurred, this release, because there's no justice in being dragged through another moment of being handled poorly. Yeah. Well, I think that goes back to the idea of capsules. People who want to stand in power, but they don't actually embody that power themselves, and it breaks them. Again, that idea of, it's like, it's not right, it's not wrong, it's just a level of strength, it's a level of endurance, it's a level of connection, it's a level of a lot of things. But I feel like that's changing, because it is changing. But I just feel like saying, take a deep breath, enjoy the process. There's no rush. There's no one with a fucking whip behind you telling you how fast you need to work to satisfy their complexes. Talk about ruining someone's creative energy. Yeah. I think that you have pulled away. You have focused on what it is that you need to focus on. You've worked to bring balance back to your life, to create the justice that you deserve with people who are of your own likeness. I just feel like spirit of my spirit. And I love that. But when you have that, there's no need to rush. I don't know. I just feel like welcome presence. Yeah, there is. There's just a big old, like, take a deep breath. Everything's fine. Things are ending. Things are changing. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be some chaotic endeavor. It can be peaceful. It can be slow. It can be intentional. And you have the right to choose who knows how to handle you and who doesn't. You have the right to acknowledge that. And you have the right to move accordingly. And nobody can take that from you. And I love that for us. All right, collective, if this does resonate with you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.